The doctor said he could not hear anything, but that was not true, because the moment the soft footsteps entered the quiet hospital room, the billionaire's heart began to beat faster inside his still body. Aid Adebayo, the man who owned half of Victoria Island, lay flat on the hospital bed with his eyes shut tight. Machines blinked beside him. A soft beep, beep, beep filled the room. Everyone believed he was unconscious after the terrible car accident that almost took his life on Third Mainland Bridge. Everyone believed he could not move. Everyone believed he could not speak. But nobody knew that Aid could hear every single word. The door opened gently. Someone walked in. He knew those steps. Light, careful, nervous. Tiara, his maid. She thought he could not hear her. She moved closer to the bed slowly. For a long moment, she did not speak. And then suddenly, "I am sorry, sir." Aid's fingers twitched slightly under the blanket. "Sorry? For what?" Her voice shook. "I
Please
never
wake up
wanted this to
soon.
happen to you." His breathing almost changed. Never wanted what to happen?
Please
Tiara
wake up
moved
soon.
closer, and her whisper dropped so low it was almost dangerous. "If you wake up, everything will be ruined." Aid's heart slammed hard inside his chest. Ruined? What did she mean, ruined? Just then, the door opened again, and another voice entered the room. A voice Aid trusted with his life. "Mandy, are you sure he cannot hear us?" Aid's chest froze inside. Mandy, his wife. What were they doing together? And why did Mandy reply in a whisper? "He cannot hear anything, Tina. The doctors confirmed it." Aid's mind began to race inside his still body, because now he understood. Something was very wrong, and the next words Tiara said made his blood run cold. "We have to do it before he wakes up." 3 weeks earlier, Aid Adebayo was not the kind of man people lied to. At 42, he was known across Lagos as a quiet but powerful billionaire. His company buildings stood tall in Ikoyi. His hotels filled up in Lekki. His trucks moved goods across Apapa every day. People respected him. People feared him. And inside his large white mansion in Banana Island, everything was meant to be perfect. His wife Mandy ran the home with grace. Their trusted driver Bayo had worked with him for 10 years. His personal assistant Bucci managed every meeting and contract. Even the house staff, like young Tiara and her older cousin Bisi, followed strict rules. Aid liked order. He liked loyalty. In and above everything else, he liked truth. But recently, something had begun to feel off. It started with small things. Bucci began to cancel meetings without telling him. Mandy started stepping outside to take phone calls. Bayo's driving routes changed for no clear reason. And one evening, Aid walked into the kitchen and saw Tiara crying quietly beside the sink. When she noticed him, she quickly wiped her face. "Sir, I am fine." But Aid knew she was not fine. Before he could ask anything, Bissy rushed in suddenly. "Tiara, Madam is calling you upstairs." Tiara left quickly without looking back. That night, Ade heard voices from the study room. Low voices, Tina, Mandy, and Bucci, talking in whispers. The moment he stepped closer, silence. The door opened. Mandy smiled too quickly. "Oh, when you are back already?" Something inside Ade's chest tightened, and for the first time in many years, he began to wonder if the danger was not outside his house, but inside it. 2 days later, his car brakes failed on Third Mainland Bridge, and as the vehicle spun out of control, Ade saw Bayo's terrified face in the rearview mirror, right before everything went black. Back in the hospital room, Ade lay still as stone, but inside, he was wide awake, because Mandy had just said, "We only have one more chance," and Tina replied, "Then tonight, we finish it." Ade wanted to open his eyes. He wanted to jump up from the bed and shout, but he did not move. He did not speak, because now he understood something very important. If they thought he was unconscious, then they would show their true faces. The hospital room became quiet again after Mandy and Tina left. Tiara stayed behind. Ade could hear her soft breathing. Then slowly, she moved closer to the bed. Her voice came again, shaking badly. "Sir, please forgive me." Ade's mind began to spin. Forgive her for what? I did not know they were planning something bad for you. Aid felt anger rise inside him. They? Who were they? Tiara sniffed quietly. I thought Madam Mandy only wanted to move money from one account to another. I did not know it was a trap. Aid's fingers tightened under the blanket. A trap? What trap? I heard Bucci talking to Tina that night in the study room, she continued. They said once the accident happens, everything will belong to Madam. Aid's chest burned. Everything? His company? His money? His properties? His breath almost became heavy, but he forced himself to stay still. I tried to warn Bisi, Tiara whispered, but she told me to keep quiet if I wanted to keep my job. Aid could not believe what he was hearing. His own wife? His assistant? Planning an accident? Tiara spoke again. And now they want to remove your oxygen tonight so that it will look like your body gave up. Aid's heart nearly stopped. Remove his oxygen? Tonight? Just then. The door opened again. Tiara gasped softly and stepped back. Footsteps entered, slow, confident. It was Bucci. Aid recognized that calm walk anywhere. Bucci stopped beside the bed. For a few seconds, he said nothing. Then, you should not be here alone with him, Tiara. Her voice trembled. I was just cleaning the room. Bucci gave a small laugh. He is already as good as gone. Aid's blood ran cold. Yet Bucci moved closer to the oxygen machine beside the bed. Once this is off, it is over. And then, Aid heard the soft click of the machine being touched. The moment Bucci touched the oxygen machine, Tiara moved fast. No, she said in a low, sharp whisper. Aid's heart pounded inside his chest. Bucci paused. Then slowly, he turned to look at her. What did you just say? Tiara's hands were shaking. You cannot do this here. The nurses might come in. Bucci stared at her for a long moment. Then he smiled. Not a kind smile. A cold one. You are scared. Tiara shook her head quickly. I am just saying, this is a hospital. There are cameras. Bucci's smile faded a little. He looked up at the corner of the room. There was indeed a small black camera blinking quietly. He stepped back from the machine. Yet you are right. Aid tried to control his breathing. So it was true. They were planning to kill him. Right here. Right now. Bucci slipped his hands into his pocket calmly. Mandy will be here soon, he said. And Tina too. We will do it properly this time. This time, Aid's mind raced. Had they tried before? Tiara swallowed hard. Sir might wake up. Bucci laughed softly again. The doctor said his brain is weak now. Even if he wakes up, he cannot remember anything. Aid felt something break inside him. So that was the plan. 'Cause an accident. Make him lose his memory. Take everything. And if he started to recover, kill him. Bucci leaned closer to Aid's face. So close that Aid could feel his breath. You built a beautiful empire, sir, Bucci said quietly. But it is no longer yours. Aid wanted to grab him, to shout, to fight. But he stayed still, because he needed to know everything. Bucci straightened up. Call Bisi, he told Tiara. Tell her to come upstairs with the documents. Tiara froze. What documents? The transfer papers, Bucci replied simply. We need his thumbprint before midnight. Aid's chest tightened. Thumbprint? While he was unconscious, that meant they wanted him to sign everything away before they killed him. Just then, the door opened again, and Mandy walked in, followed by Tina. Mandy looked at Aid's still body and smiled softly. Is everything ready? She asked. Bucci nodded. All we need now. He picked up Aid's hands slowly from the bed. Is his fingerprint? And Aid felt his thumb being pressed onto an ink pad. Aid felt the cold ink touch his thumb. His heart pounded so loudly inside his chest that he was sure they could hear it. But he did not move. He did not open his eyes. Because now, this was his only chance. Mandy stood beside the bed with her arms folded. Tina opened a brown envelope carefully. Inside were papers, many papers. Bisi rushed in quietly behind them. Her face looked pale when she saw Aid lying there. Madam, is this safe? She asked in a low voice. Mandy turned to her slowly. Do you want to keep your job? BC became silent immediately. Tina spread the papers on the small table beside the bed. Company ownership transfer, property rights, account control access. Everything Aid had built in 20 years was about to leave his hands in less than 1 minute. Bucci held Aid's hand firmly. Once we get this, there is no going back. Tira stood by the wall, breathing fast. Her eyes were full of fear. Mandy stepped closer to Aid. She looked down at his face. For a moment, her smile faded. Then she spoke softly. You should have trusted me with everything. Aid's chest burned. Trusted her? She placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. You never told me the password to the foreign accounts. Aid's mind froze. Foreign accounts? How did she know about that? Those accounts were secret. Even Bucci did not know about them. Only one person knew. Bio. Before Aid could think further, Tina took his inked thumb and pressed it down on the first document, then the second, then the third, one after the other. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Aid felt every single one, his life slipping away. Bucci dropped his hand back on the bed. It is done. Mandy smiled again. Good. She turned to Tina. Now, remove the oxygen. Tiara gasped loudly this time. No, madam, please. Mandy's voice became cold. Do it. Tina walked toward the machine slowly. Her hand reached for the switch. Aid's chest tightened because he knew the moment that machine went off, he might not survive long enough to fight back. And then the oxygen machine suddenly went silent. The moment the oxygen machine went silent, Aid stopped breathing, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. He heard Tiara cry out softly, Madam, please. Mandy did not answer. The room became very quiet, too quiet. Aid felt his chest grow tight, his lungs burned. He counted slowly inside his mind. 1, 2, 3. Footsteps moved around the room. Tina's voice came first. It is done. Bucci spoke next. We should leave before the nurses come for the night check. Aid's body screamed for air, but he stayed still. He waited. Because he needed them to believe it. Mandy moved closer to the bed again. Her hand touched his face gently. So this is how it ends, she whispered. Aid counted again. 10, 11, 12. Then Mandy said the words that changed everything. Call Bayo. Tell him the job is complete. Aid's mind exploded. Bayo, his driver? The only man who knew about the foreign accounts? Tina took out her phone immediately. I am calling him now. Aid could not hold it anymore. His chest felt like it would burst open. He heard the phone ring. Once, twice. Then, hello? Bayo's voice came from the speaker. Mandy smiled. It is done. He is gone. There was a short silence on the line. Then Bayo spoke again. Good. Now we can finally move the money tonight. Aid's fingers curled tightly. Move the money? Bayo continued. Ike, the lawyer from London, is waiting for your confirmation. London? Lawyer? Mandy nodded even though he could not see her. We have his thumbprint already. Bayo gave a small laugh through the phone. Perfect. Once the transfer is complete, nobody will question anything. It will look like he signed everything himself before he died. Aid's heart broke inside him. 10 years. Bayo had worked for him for 10 years, driven him everywhere, carried his children when they were younger, opened doors for him, waited for him outside meetings. And now, he was part of this. Tiara suddenly spoke. You are all wicked. Everyone turned to her sharply. Mandy's voice became dangerous. Keep quiet. Tiara stepped forward. No, he trusted all of you. Bucci grabbed her arm. Do not make this difficult for yourself. Aid could not take it anymore. His chest burned like fire. His head spun. His lungs begged for air. And then, his eyes opened. Wide, sharp, alive. Mandy screamed. Tina dropped the phone. Bucci stumbled back in shock. Bissy covered her mouth. Tiara froze. Aid's voice came out rough and low. I heard everything. The room fell into complete silence, and outside the door, someone knocked, hard. Then a voice shouted, Police! Open this door now!